Hi, my name's Yin Gao, and welcome to Dr. Gao's classroom. I'm a professional philosopher, and I love classical Chinese poetry. I have been teaching and translating classical Chinese philosophies for many years, and classical Chinese poetry for the last few years. I would love to share my knowledge in these subjects with you. Your enjoyment is my command. Today, I'm going to resume my talk about poetry from frontier. In my first video on poetry from frontier, I introduced the best-known poet for this genre, Wang Changling, and presented an introduction to the poetry from the frontier. If you haven't watched that video, here is the link. Although Wang Changling was regarded as the best poet for the genre, he never held any position in the military force, let alone participate in any military action. He did travel to the northwest hoping to join the army, but for some reason he came back to the capital, took the civil service examination, and became a scholar official. So even though his poetry about military life was inspiring and exciting, it was the poetry from a spectator who was cheering on the side for the generals and soldiers. Today, I'm going to introduce a poet who actually participated in many battles along the best-known generals of his day. His name is Cen Shen. Even though he started as a low-rank military staff for General Gao Xianzhi, his first-hand experience of the war gave him unique insights about the battles, the battlefield, and the lives of the generals and soldiers at the frontier. Later on, Cen Shen became the chief military staff for another great general, Feng Changqing, and participated in many major military campaigns led by General Feng Changqing. Unlike all the other scholar officials who compose poetry from the frontier, Cen Shen's poetry is not only inspiring and exciting about the military lives and the glory one could get with military victories, but also the brutalities and horrors of wars. I'm going to make 2 or 3 videos about Cen Shen's life and his poetry. So today, I'm going to talk about Cen Shen's family background and his early career, as well as translate and analyze 2 of his poems. One poem celebrating the inspirations and courage of a young warrior, and another reporting the hardship of the frontier. In my next video, I'm going to continue my story about Cen Shen's life and translate a set of 6 poems celebrating a victory led by General Feng Changqing conquering a small country called Boxian, located in today's Xinjiang region. If you're new to my channel, please check out my other videos on classical Chinese poetry, philosophies, and medical literature. If you like the content of these videos, please click the like button and subscribe my channel. I also offer one-to-one online lessons on these subjects. So if you would like to read the original text, please contact me. Here's my email. Now, let's go back to the life of Cen Shen. Cen Shen was born in 715 AD into an aristocrat's family in Henan province. His family was a politically very powerful family. There were over 30 male members of his family holding important positions at the court and the provinces from the beginning of the Tang Dynasty. His great-grandfather, Chen Wenben, was the premier for the second emperor of the Tang Dynasty, Li Shimin. I would like to make a bit of detour to talk about the Emperor Li Shimin. Although Li Shimin might not be a great poet, he was certainly one of the greatest emperors in Chinese history. Fighting along his father, the founding father of the Tang Dynasty, Li Yuan, he was the one leading the military forces defeating all the other rival warlords and helped to consolidate the new Tang Dynasty. More importantly, he and his ministers compiled a comprehensive manual for how to be a wise and beneficent ruler in the title of 贞观政要, the principles for government from the 贞观 reign, which was highly valued by the later rulers. Li Shimin was known for his open-mindedness and his willingness to listen to his consultants on state affairs, and his integrity in his private life. I might make a video for Li Shimin in the future. Now, let's go back to Cen Shen's family. Cen Shen's great-grandfather Chen Wenben was highly regarded by the great emperor Li Shimin for his literary talent, loyalty, and compassion for the people. Cen Shen's great-uncle Chen Changqian was the premier for the only empress in Chinese history, Wu Zetian. In 688 AD, two of the Li princes, Li Chong and Li Zhen, rebelled against Wu Zetian's political power over her son, the then Emperor Li Dan. Chen Changqian, along with others, led the Tang army, quickly defeated the rebelling forces, and many Li princes were implicated and executed. In 690 AD, Chen Changqian and other important ministers made the recommendations for Wu Zetian to assume the throne, replacing her son as the empress, which she gladly did. They also recommended that he change the surname of her sons from Li to Wu, the name of the dynasty from Tang to Zhou, and make the emperor Li Dan the crown prince. We probably will never know what Li Dan thought about abdicating his crown to his mother and changing the name of the dynasty and his ancestors' surname to her surname. But to save his own life, he quickly accepted these changes. In 691 AD, Wu Zetian's nephew Wu Chengshi plotted to replace the crown prince Li Dan and organized the people to petition for him to be named as the crown prince. Chen Changqian, along with other high-rank officials, vehemently against this suggestion, arguing that the crown prince Li Dan was the rightful heir to the crown, and it was against the tradition to cite a nephew as heir while the emperors had sons. I wonder how would they justify her becoming the empress according to the tradition. Anyway, Wu Chengshi and his supporters were very angry with Chen Changqian and framed them with the crime of treason. Chen Changqian, his 5 sons, along with other officials, were executed. Cen Shen's family was not directly implicated but certainly suffered substantially after this. His uncle Chen Xi was demoted from his position at the court to a low-rank position at the Hunan province, which was one of the most remote and poor regions during the Tang Dynasty. In 704 AD, Chen Xi was called back to the capital due to his excellent performance as a magistrate. He was then recommended to Wu Zetian. Wu Zetian promoted Chen Xi despite he was a relation to Chen Changqian, saying that as long as he is competent and talented for his job, he should not be affected by the crime of his uncle. In 705 AD, after a court coup, at the age of 80, Wu Zetian abdicated her crown to her son Li Xian. Chen Xi was promoted to chief secretary for the emperor Li Xian. However, was demoted again because he and other high-rank officials petitioned for Wu Zetian to reduce the power of her nephew Wu Sanshi and other aristocrats from the Wu clan. In 710 AD, Emperor Li Xian suddenly died, allegedly poisoned by his wife Wei Shi, who thought he could imitate Wu Zetian to become the second empress later on. So he set up her son, Li Chongmao, as the emperor and appointed Cen Shen as the premier for Emperor Li Chongmao. However, Empress daughter Wei was not Wu Zetian. Within a month, Prince Li Longji and his supporter murdered the Empress daughter Wei and reinstalled the former emperor Li Dan as the emperor. Li Dan was sick of the killing for the crown. He soon abdicated the crown to his son Li Longji. In 713 AD, Cen Shen was involved in a conspiracy to overthrow Li Longji and was caught. Cen Shen was stripped of his family fortune and title and executed along with others, including quite a few princesses and princes, as well as many high-rank officials who were involved in the conspiracy. Apparently, it is not safe to be involved in a conspiracy. Although these ups and downs of the family fortune happened before Cen Shen was born in 715 AD, this event had a huge impact on his family, and he was seriously influenced by this event growing up. Cen Shen was a smart kid and started schooling at the age of 5 and was able to compose poetry and essays at the age of 9. It was expected for a boy of his background and talent to pursue a political career. However, at the grand age of 15, he decided he would like to stay away from court politics and retreat to Shan or Mount Sheng. This was probably not that surprising given what had happened before he was born. He composed many poems about the beautiful sceneries of Mount Sheng during his time there. It was not until 737 AD Cen Shen had a go for entering the politics by presenting an essay to the Emperor Li Longji, but was not successful. After that, he traveled between Chang'an and Luoyang, trying to secure an entry into the bureaucratic ranks. He finally succeeded by passing the National Civil Service examination in 744 AD. In 749 AD, Cen Shen joined the Grand General Gao Xianzhi as a low-rank military staff guarding the northwest frontier for nearly 4 years. 2 years later, in 754 AD, Cen Shen joined another Grand General Feng Changqing as chief military staff at the northwest frontier again. It was during these 2 periods that Cen Shen composed many of his best-known poems about the military life at the frontier. The first poem I'm going to translate was composed in 754 AD when he saw off one of his friends to join the army. Although he was praising his friend's inspiration and courage, it was also an expression of his own inspiration and courage. Now, let me read the poem in Chinese first. 上马带吴钩，翩翩渡陇头。小来思报国，不是爱封侯。万里相为梦，山边月作愁。早夕清霞鲁，无事莫惊秋。Now, let's look at the first 4 lines. 上马带吴钩，翩翩渡陇头。小来思报国，不是爱封侯。上 means mount, 马 means horse. 上马 means mount a horse or riding a horse. So we translate it as riding a horse. 带 means belt. Wugou was a curved sword made in the state of Wu during the Warring State period around the 4th century BC. But later it became a generic term for swords of great quality. 翩翩 means lightly. 渡 means cross. 陇 refers to Mountain Long, located in today's Gansu province, and it was the frontier during the Tang Dynasty. 头 means summit, 小 means young, 来 means since, 思 means think, 报 means dedicate one's life to something, 国 means country, 不 means not, 是 means is, 爱 means prefer, 封 means a word, 侯 means marquis, but here it is used as a generic term for titles of any rank. 封侯 means to be awarded a title. So the 4 lines read, riding a horse with a wool-curved sword in your belt, lightly you pass the summit of Mount Long. It is not that you prefer to obtain a title. Since you were young, you thought of dedicating your life to your country. 万里相为梦，山边月作愁。早须青霞鲁，无事莫惊秋。万 means 10,000. 里 means mile. 乡 means hometown. 为 means become. 梦 means dream. 相为梦 means one's hometown come to one's dream. 山 means 3. 边 means frontier. 月 means moon. 作 means cause. 愁 means homesickness. 月作愁 means the moon of the frontier causes homesickness. The connection between the moon and homesickness was well established by the Tang Dynasty, that the roundness of the moon symbolizes family reunion. It is also expressed in the characters of the roundness of the moon, 月圆, and family reunion or 团圆. As you can see that they use the same character, 圆. 早 means early, 须 means shoot. 清 literally means clear or cleanse, but when this character is used in combination with enemy or opponent, it is a terrifying word meaning eliminate. I'm going to talk a bit more about what this term entails in military action in my next video. 侠 means cunning or crafty. 鲁 means enemy. 无 means no. 是 means incident. 末 means do not. 经 means spent. 秋 means autumn. 经秋 means spend a autumn, but here it is a alternative to 经年or spend over a year. So the 4 lines read, your hometown 10,000 miles away enters your dreams. The moon at the 3 frontiers causes your homesickness. I hope you deal with the crafty enemy as soon as possible, that you have no major incidents that keep you more than a year. It is quite clear that Cen Shen was also inspired to go to the frontier to conquer new territories for his emperor. It was not until he actually was at the frontier with General Feng Changqing that he realized how hard the life was at the frontier. Soon after he saw off his friend, Cen Shen was put in charge of military supply for General Feng Changqing and running between the front line and the capital, making sure that Feng Changqing's force were well equipped and supported. Cen Shen had been to the northwest frontier before, so in 754, when he saw off the General Feng Changqing for another military expedition, he was fully aware the hardship at the frontier. He also knew that the Tibetan cavalry would be the strongest enemy Feng Changqing's force ever encountered. Yet, in his poem dedicated to General Feng Changqing, he exclaimed that none of these difficulties dampened the morale of Feng Changqing's force, that the general's bravery and military prowess has long been established, and his reputation had reached even the fiercest enemy, making them trembling in fear. Now, let me read the second poem in the title of 走马穿行，奉送封大夫出师西征 The Song of Horse Running Valley, singing of the Grand General Feng on his western military expedition. Now, let me read in Chinese first. 君不见，走马穿行雪海边，平沙茫茫黄入天。轮台九月枫叶吼，一川碎石大如斗，随风满地石乱走。匈奴草黄马正肥，金山西见烟尘飞。汉家大将西出师，将军金甲夜不脱。半夜军行歌相拨，风头如刀面如割。马毛带雪汉气蒸，五花连前旋作冰。幕中草席燕水凝，裸骑文字胆应射，料知短兵不敢接。车师西门筑陷劫。Now, let's look at the first two lines. 君不见，走马穿行雪海边，平沙茫茫黄入天。君 means you, 不 means not, 见 means see, 走 means run in classical Chinese, but means walk in modern Chinese. 马 means horse, 走马 means running horse. 穿 means valley, 行 means run along. 雪 means snow. 海 means ocean, but it means lake for northern and western regions people. So 雪海 means snowy lake. 边 means by the side. 平 means flat. 沙 means sand. 平沙 refers to desert. 茫茫 means vast. 黄 means yellow. 入 means reach. 天 means sky. 入天 literally means enters the sky, but here it describes the scene where the desert stretches to the horizon as shown in this picture. So the two lines read, haven't you seen the running horse valley that runs along the side of snowy lake, where the yellow desert is so vast it stretches to the horizon? 轮台九月枫叶吼，一川碎石大如斗，随风满地石乱走。轮 means wheel, 台 means deck. 轮台 refers to a place located in today's Central Asia, which is the frontier during the Tang Dynasty. 九月 means September. 风 means wind. 夜 means night. 吼 means howl. 一 means one. 川 means valley. When a number is used in combination with a noun, the term becomes a measurement for quantity, as in 一卡车煤, a truckload of coal. So 一川 here refers to a whole valley of rocks. 碎 means broken. 石 means rock. 碎石 literally means broken rocks. But the following phrase states that these broken rocks are pretty big. So we translate the term as boulder. 大 means big. 如 means as. 大如 means as big as. 斗 refers to a measuring container used to measure grain or other things, as shown in this picture. 水 means follow. 风 means wind. 满地 means all over the place. 石 refers to the boulders. 乱 means randomly. 走 means run. But here it is used to describe how the boulder rolling around. So we translate it as roll around. But you get the picture that the boulder are rolling around pretty fast like running. They say something about the wind. It is certainly not a breeze, but a sandstorm. We have another phrase in modern Chinese for the scene like this. It's called 飞沙走石, flying sand and running boulders. So the three lines read, September in Wyodak, the wind howls all night, and the valley is full of boulders as big as the measuring containers, which roll along with the wind. 匈奴草黄马正肥，金山西见烟尘飞，汉家大将西出师。匈奴 refers to the Hun. 草 means grass. 黄 means yellow. It's an adjective, but here it is used as a verb meaning to turn yellow. 马 means horse. 正 means is. 肥 means fat. 肥 is an adjective. It is also used as a verb meaning to get fat. 金 means gold. 山 means mountain. 西 means west. 见 means see. 烟 means smoke. 尘 means dust. 飞 means fly. 烟尘飞 refers to the dust kicked up by the Han cavalry. 汉家 refers to the Han Empire. 大 means great. 将 means general. 汉家大将 here refers to Feng Changqing. It is a common practice in classical poetry that poets do not name someone in their poem but using a well-known historical figure to imply the persons that they intended to refer, in case they might get into trouble. 西 means west. 出 means set off. 师 means military forces. So the three lines read, the grass at Hun's meadow is turning yellow and their horses are getting fat. And to the west of the Gold Mountain, dust is kicked up by the Han cavalry, as the great Han general orders his force west. It is not clear why the poet mentions that the Hun's horses are getting fat and strong. Is he unintentionally revealing the secret of their invasion of those countries because they just want to rob the Hun of their cavalry? Interesting. 将军金甲夜不脱，半夜军行歌相拨，风头如刀面如割。将军 means general. 金 means metal. 甲 means armor and helmet. 夜 means night. 不 means not. 脱 means take off. 半夜 means midnight. 军行 means march. 歌 means halberd. 相 means each other. 拨 means clunk. 风 means wind. 头 means front. 如 means like. 刀 means dagger. 面 means face. 如 means like. 割 means cut. So the three lines read, the general doesn't take off his armor and helmet at night. At midnight, the marching army's halberds clunk against each other. The wind is so cold and sharp, it was like a dagger cutting their faces. 马毛带雪汗气蒸，五花连前旋作冰。木中草席盐水凝。马 means horse. 毛 means fur. 带 means covered by. 雪 means snow. 汗气 means the vapor of sweat. 蒸 means steam. 五 means 5. 花 means flower. 五花 refers to a fashion that they cut the horse's mane into 5 bands. Here is a horse statue with its mane cut into 5 bands. Here's a painting from Tang Dynasty depicting a horse with 3 bands. 连 means connected. 钱 means coin. Lianqian is an abbreviation of 连田冲. It's a name of horse with gray and white fur patterns, like queens before they were cut up, as in the horse in this picture. Both Wu Hua and Lian Qian are renowned horses as chargers, so we translate both terms as chargers. Mu means tent, Zhong means inside, Chao means draft, Xi means war declaration, Yan means inkstone, Shui means ink, Ning means freeze. So the three lines read, frost forms on the horse's fur as their sweat steams, which then turns to ice on the charger's fur. While drafting the war declaration in the tent, the ink freezes in the inkstone. 裸骑闻之应胆射，料知短兵不敢接。车是西门筑县节。裸 means enemy. 骑 means cavalry. 闻 means hear. 知 refers to the general 封长清. 应 means should be. 胆 refers to gallbladder. 射 means dissipated. 胆射 is an abbreviation of 胆气射. Literally means that the gallbladder's qi is dissipated. According to classical Chinese medical theory, courage comes from the qi of gallbladder. So the Chinese phrase for being fearful is 胆小, meaning someone has a small gallbladder, while a bold person will be described as 胆大, literally means he has a big gallbladder. So we translate 胆射 as being scared. 料知 means suspect. 短 means short. 兵 means weapon. 不 means not. 敢 means dare. 接 literally means to receive. Here it means to fight at a close quarter. 车 means chariot. 师 means force. 车师 is the capital of a province at the northwest frontier located at today's New Territory region or Xinjiang. 西 means west. 门 means gate. 筑 means stand. 县 means report. 捷 means victory. So the three lines read, if the enemy cavalry heard of you, they should be scared. I suspect they would not want to fight in close quarters. I will wait at the provincial capital's western gate for you to report victory. The second poem presents a vivid picture what it was like to be marching along the northwest frontier. It is very cold with lots of sandstorms and snowstorms. Yet the harsh condition of the frontier only excites the young warriors who were eager to fight the enemy. The poet's mastery of language is extraordinary. When you read the second poem, you feel as if you were there, riding on your horse in the roaring wind and with the huge rocks rolling along the river bank. Yet your comrades were all in high spirit, believing that victory is imminent. What an excellent poet Cen Shen was. In my next few videos, I'm going to talk a bit more about Cen Shen's life and the historical context when he worked for the two great Tang generals. I might take a bit of detour to talk about the life of the great Tang generals Feng Changqing and Gao Xianzhi. Feng Changqing and Gao Xianzhi were important historical figures because the tragic death of them were the beginning of the ending of the great Tang Dynasty. I'm also going to translate a set of 6 poems Cen Shen composed to celebrate a victory of the great general Feng Changqing in my next video. These are the poems that set Cen Shen apart from all the other poets because they present not only the glory of the war but also a realistic picture of the brutality and horrors of war. If you're new to my channel, please check out my other videos on classical Chinese poetry, philosophies, or medical literature. If you like the content of these videos, please click the like button and subscribe my channel. I also offer one-to-one online lessons on these subjects. So if you like to read the original text, please contact me. Here's my email address. Otherwise, thanks for viewing my video and I'll see you next time.